What's cracking, y'all? It's your boy Junior Mafia coming back to you with another video. So I just finished watching Monday Night Raw, and man, this was a good fucking show. It was in London today, so it started early at 3 o'clock, and you know, starting next week they'll be back in U.S. soil again. So this was very interesting. The crowd was so electric through this European tour, so I want to give them a huge shout out again. This was so amazing, and if you haven't seen it already, I'd advise y'all to go check it out whenever you get a chance and all. But there were some good things that happened on this show that I want to talk about. And first and foremost, y'all know I want to talk about the John Cena and Cody Rhodes segment. So Cena comes out and crowds booing. You got some of the cheer, baby, but you hear the John Cena sucks, all that stuff. So he gets into the ring, and you know, when it looked like he's about to speak, Cody Rhodes music hits. So you can tell right now he's not with the bullshit. Like, he's ready to cut right to the chase. So he comes out, crowd singing his song. He's engaged with them, all that. So he gets in there, and you hear the crowd still singing the song after it had turned off. They start doing the Cody Rhodes, Cody Rhodes, all that stuff. And when like Cena's about to speak, he says, "Nah, you did your talking. Like, you know, we don't need to hear the same bullshit you're going to say every week." And says that, I know what you're about to say. You're going to cook me and all that. He's going to bring up the Stardust the gimmick and all, and say that, you know, that's somebody he might probably face at WrestleMania. That he brings up the neck tattoo, or about him being in a company that he couldn't get over at and all that, and why he had to come back here. Then he goes on to say that, like, we used to be like cool, like we was on the roads together, all this other stuff and all, and wanted to know why he did what he did at the Elimination Chamber, and says, "I want to know, but the fans want to know too, why you did what you did." He said, "Because when you talk, your actions don't match that." And he says more to this, and Cena goes on and says, "I'm not here to cook you. I'm here to bury you." Then he's looking at the crowd and says, "Y'all think I bury talent? I don't bury talent. I am talent." And says, "I bury mediocrity." And tells Cody that, yeah, we try on the roads together. I taught you everything. And he says, that he taught Cody how to, you know, be authentic and all that, but it was doing all these other gimmicks and all that, and talking about, like, you sounded so generic, sound like a politician, and all these suits and all that, like, you sound bland, and it makes him sick. And especially him holding the title as well, you know, it kind of got the Cena, like, the wrong way. Like, he hated it. And then he brings up about, you know, people don't know who you are, and saying that you're only big right now because of your music, and that's how you're able to get over. That's it. And he says, you strip all of that away, and you're nobody. And says that he's just somebody in a pinstripe suit and all that, and that's it. And says when he beats him at WrestleMania, that he can go to Fanatics, get a toy replica of the championship, because he's going to take the real one back home and pretty much expose him for who he is, and pretty much calling him errand boy who got lucky. So Cody, I say now, counter back on some crazy shit, and this was so good. So he goes on and says, you want to know who chose me? The fans chose me. He said, but what about you, John? Who chose you? He said, the guy who used to be in his office, he the one who chose you, but he's not here anymore. And they told Vince McMahon. The crowd was at an uproar, because they're like, yo, like, that was crazy. Then Cody says, you want to talk? Let's talk now. And he's saying that, you don't know, he's talking about, I don't know who I am. Like, I know who the hell I am. Like, I'm Cody Rhodes. I'm the son of Dusty Rhodes and all that. But I never been company created like you was. And saying that you had more dick on the mic than you do in your jorts. So Now Cody's really getting in his bag, and he's saying that you saying I sound like a 16-year-old, like still know how to talk and all that, but you going through midlife crisis and all this other stuff, and then brings up that with Cena, um it was allowed to happen a show, so I'm still trying to figure everything out so like quickly, and he brings up about how he talking about Cody Rhodes at him leaving and you know trying to find himself and all that, and even the company high and dry to on WWE. He's saying that, but what about you? He said you up and left WWE to go to Hollywood. He says, so don't think you're squeaky clean when it comes to all this stuff right now. Like, you still have some flaws in you and all that, and you left the company when they needed you and all that. Because you talk about, you know, Rock leaving for Hollywood and coming back and all that. So, that's what he was trying to explain. Then he brings up, well, two of us in the ring right now, let's keep it a buck. Who sold out to The Rock? And, you could tell that definitely it struck a nerve in Cena. Then he brings up about, Cena brings up this and says, that I work 100 times more than you. And he's saying that I never had to be protected by the fans, backstage with authority or superstars, whatever the case may be. He said, anytime I come into this ring and all that, I'm challenged by everybody here, anywhere I go. And that, people be scared to come and face me and all that, so I have to go challenge them. And pretty much says that, when it comes down to me and all that, like, no matter how much the mountain is high or how much a garbage of a gimmick they give me, I know how to make that goal and make it relevant. He says, you didn't know how to do that. That's why you left. He said, and even at your best, I will still dog walk your ass, so to speak. And then he's saying that he know how to make millionaires empires, and saying to Cody that you only know how to steal money from kids. So he walks out, and Cody says this. He says, since I've been here, nobody had ever told me that I can't wrestle. And that's what pissed him off. That's what pissed Cena off. So he gets back into the ring looking like he was ready to fight. So Cody's ready. He like, yo, drop the title. He's ready to get it on. So Cena gives a little smirk, turns around to walk off again. And when he thought that was about to happen, he's about to go in for the strike until Cody counters that, hits him with a crossroads, and leaves Cena flat out in the middle of the ring. So he grabs the title and standing over his body with it, holding it up. And I love this. I love this because this was the Cody Rhodes I've been looking for. Somebody who was going to be aggressive, who was going to match Cena's energy and let it be known that I'm not here to joke around. You said what you said and all that. And now I'm going to pretty much expose you and make sure that you walk out of WrestleMania with nothing. And this was the Cody Rhodes I want to see leading up to WrestleMania. And I feel like that's going to continue on and on. But this was a good back and forth promo segment. This was a good ass 20 minutes, for the start of the show. And me talking about it, it's not going to do justice. I will let y'all watch it for yourself. Because this is, and I say that only because you'll get more out of it watching it than me speaking about it. I'm giving you bits and pieces and all that too. So when you get a chance, please go watch that promo. It was that fucking good. Next, I want to talk about Gunther, Jimmy, and Jay and all that. So Jimmy is gonna face Gunther later on in the show and all that, especially after happened last week. And he slapped Gunther and challenged him to a match. So backstage, you see Jay pulling up to Jimmy, telling him like, yo, I know you got a match with Gunther and all that, and I think I need to be on your side. So Jimmy's like, nah, I got this. You don't need to do that. Like, you focus on your match at WrestleMania. He said, because just like I'm going to beat Gunther tonight, you're going to beat him at WrestleMania and be the new world heavyweight champion. So when he says, like, you got this and all that, and gave Jay a hug, Jay had the serious look like, yeah, like, I got this. Like, he looked focused and all. So he gets into the match, and of course I know for a fact Gunther was going to win, but it's the way how it happened. So when he was in full control and dominated Jimmy Uso, when he could have ended it, he kept lifting Jimmy up and stopping the count. And then you hear Michael Cole on commentary like, enough is enough, Gunther. You already had him beat and all. Like, be professional about it. Like, that's how we look at it. When you're your opponent incapacitated, just end the match right there. But he wanted to really destroy Jimmy Uso. So he hits him with power bombs and stuff like that. And then started to cover him for the 1, the 2, and the 3. Some matches done and all that. And just when you thought Gunther was about to leave out the ring, he goes back in, goes on the attack on Jimmy Uso again. So when that started happening, Jay music hits. So he gets out there, he goes into the ring and all that, and he starts to fight Gunther. And, it led up to outside the ring, and Gunther planned to escape. So afterwards, Jay went to go check on Jimmy, make sure he's good and all. And that was it. Or at least we thought it was. And we cut back to commercial break and all that. Right about to leave out, Gunther comes right back, gets on the attack on the Usos again. And once he takes Jimmy out the equation, he focuses on Jay. But he had these zip ties, and he pretty much tied up Jay Uso's arm or wrist, so to speak, onto the ropes. So as it's happening, you think he's gonna go and attack him and all that, but he's saying nah. Put his attention to Jimmy Uso, and went ballistic. Like, that was a annihilation, so to speak. And he packed him up to the point where when Jimmy started to get up, like, he's busted open, everything. And Gunther talking his shit to Jay. So when Jimmy go back in the ring to pretty much, put on a fight for Gunther, like, fight Gunther and all that, he took advantage of that, and he started beating the brakes off of Jimmy. And they ain't put him in a sleeper hole and all that stuff. Granted, there's no JG security guards. Not even Adam Pearce out there. So literally, Gunther is just putting the beat down on Jimmy while Jay's watching, similar to what Randy Orton did to Triple H when he tied them up or handcuffed them into the ring, and he destroyed Stephanie and pretty much kiss raped her and all that. But this was more brutal, and Gunther just did it with a smile on his face, and you see the disgust look on Jay, and he's trying to get towards Jimmy to get him over. He tried to fight off Gunther and all that, and Gunther just went on absolute tear. Like, that was a menace right there. And now, with all that happening, Jay needs to tap in to that badass side of him, and need to make Gunther, his weeks being on Raw, a living hell. That's what needs to happen. Now it's to the point where, they're making a gimmick out of you. They say you can't get the job done and all that. Like, now if I'm Jay, you need to send Gunther to the upper room. Like, enough is enough now. Like, he pretty much been embarrassing you these last couple of weeks and all that. Like, now it's time for you to get aggressive and, really put the beat down on him and let him know that I'm not to be fucked with. So I'm expecting that from Jay. I believe we're going to get that down the line. And I'm looking forward to it. But that was a crazy segment there too. And now it's a what's next for Jay. Because Gunther already let it be crystal clear that I'm going to beat you at Mania, and I'm also going to embarrass you. And this is what I did to your brother. That's going to be the same thing when I do it to you at WrestleMania. So I'm expecting Jay to be a lot more aggressive and definitely trying to kill Gunther, so to speak. So I hope that we get that down the line. I want to talk about the main event match, and it was Rhea Ripley taking on Io Sky, and the special guest referee was Bianca Belair. So the match was solid as I expected it and all that, and you started seeing heated tensions between Rhea Ripley and Bianca Belair. You know, whether it was from, you know, almost a 5 count when she Rhea had Io on the ropes and just going to attack instead of breaking it up to where Bianca Belair had to get in the middle of it and separate them. So it was numerous times that happened throughout the match and all, but getting towards the end of it, you see Io holding Bianca Belair, and you could tell for a fact that Bianca was gonna get knocked out in this equation when Rhea went for the big boot trying to hit Io, so she got out the way, hit Bianca Belair, she gets out to the ring. So as that happening, Rhea like, oh damn. So she hits Io Sky with a riptide and she go for the cover, but in this case right now, Bianca Belair is still out of the ring. And she's looking like, yeah, Bianca look like, yo, you just hit me and all that too. And she said it wasn't intentional. So she gets in the ring and all that. So they had a little back and forth segment, and it was a point where, again, could have been a 5 count the way Rhea was coming at Io, and Bianca had to separate both of them. And it wasn't until Rhea Ripley like pushed her back, and they started to have, a conversation. And then of course Rhea had, attacked Bianca Belair, which she could have screwed up at only because you were attacking a referee. That's automatic disqualification. And I thought it was going to go to that level at that particular moment right there, but it didn't. So you see them having the back and forth, and then Io hits a drop kick towards Bianca Belair. Now she's knocked out of the equation. Bianca had enough, went out in the ring and called for a no contest, which made still the champion being Io Sky. So once Rhea saw that, she was fed up and said, to hell with this. And went out in the ring, goes on the attack with Bianca Belair. So they going back and forth. And then Io jumps on them. And now, again, this is them, brawling out again. So I got back into the ring. And, Rhea Ripley, Bianca still going at it again. She hits her with a riptide and all. Then she gets Io, hits her with a riptide and all that, and staying victorious, so to speak. And like I said previous, all roads lead to them having a triple threat match at WrestleMania. Because again, I don't envision a circumstance that Rhea Ripley is not going to be on WrestleMania. That would be the dumbest thing ever. And you can slowly but surely see that happening. And I can't wait. They definitely been cooking up too. This has been very interesting and all that, and I'm definitely looking forward to their match. Now, I don't know who's going to win, but I feel like this is going to be pretty damn good, leading up to WrestleMania. And we'll see what happens. But overall, this was a very good show. I definitely had a very good time and all that. And, definitely looking forward to what happening on SmackDown and all that. So, and by the way, I did catch SmackDown last week as well. I'm going to pinpoint that out. I just didn't get a chance to record because I had to step away and handle some personal business. So there's that. But this is a very good show. If I had to give it a rating, I'd probably give it like a solid 7 out of 10. Yeah, it's like a 7 out of 10 in my opinion. But it was very good. But comment down below. You let me know. What did you think about the show? What was your favorite part of it? What would you rate it and all that? And as always, y'all make sure to hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and click that notification bell so you get notified anytime I drop content right here on this channel. And I appreciate your love and support. Continue to keep God first. Trust the process on anything that you do in life. Your time will come. And I'm going to catch y'all on the next video. Peace.